Hi everybody, this is Homey Hobbies, and today we are opening our February Illumicrate box for 2024. We have finally kind of caught up. I have yet to receive the March box, so I'm counting it as being caught up. Illumicrate is a book subscription box where they send you one book every month. Now, the tier of box that I get is one that comes with other goodies along with a book. These goodies are related to the book either in genre or being the book itself, and the tier that I get is the fantasy version as well. There are other few versions of Illumicrate boxes. One of them is just the fantasy book, another is a horror book, and another is a romance book. As I always say, I'm not sponsored, I just really like doing these videos. Our month for February is the theme of Caged Hearts. Now this is our pamphlet that tells us everything that we got and spoilers for the next book, so we're going to take a look at that at the end. Now our first item here is in this purple box. I love the shade, and you can see that it says House of Night Drinking Glass. It is inspired by The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I have not read that book, but you can see here that there seems to be some sort of flower, maybe a lotus, and clouds or smoke with snakes at the end. And it was designed by Fetz Inkrite, specifically for Illumicrate. And then here at the bottom, we have our instructions. It's hand wash only, not microwave safe, and you add ice to the glass after the liquid. I imagine that the glass is probably prone to shattering. Here it says death was everywhere in the House of Night. Carissa Broadbent, which I assume is the author of the book that this is based off of. Alright, starting off with a purple silicone, I believe, straw, and the drinking glass itself. As you can see, the art is actually kind of translucent, and it does have the blurb that was on the top of the box as well, and the image that was on the box. The lid seems to be a bamboo lid with a silicone hole for the straw. Now, like I said, this glass seems to be a little bit thin, so it makes sense why it is hand wash only. I believe it'll shatter or crack if you put it in the dishwasher. Yeah, so this is a very pretty cup. I personally don't like that the images are kind of see-through, and I don't really have a use for it, so I'm probably going to be selling it. Now our next item is in this pouch here, and it feels pretty heavy, pretty sturdy, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be our Poppy Wars replica. Now, I haven't read Poppy Wars, but I have a friend who has been so excited to receive this item. They texted me and said I called dibs if I don't want it. And I said, yes, take it, please. So you can see here that this is a trident. It has flames up and down the actual staff. It seems like an arrowed base and kind of like vines going down it. Again, I haven't read the Poppy Wars, so I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but it's very beautiful. I can see why my friend wants it. Alrighty, so the next item we have here is a Fairy Tale Feast keyring. And this is inspired by The Book Eaters by Sun Yi Dean. Alrighty, so right off the bat here we can see that it is a fairy tale book that has been bitten into. You can see that the chain itself and the pin itself is rose gold. I love rose gold. It's a wonderful color. The book is green and I think it's very pretty. You can see there's another bite here at the bottom. I love it. I'm gonna keep it with my pin collection. Now the next item here seems to be some sort of green pouch. This pouch has some different designs on it. You can see here that there are branches and a claw of some sort of being. I think it's very nice looking. I don't know if I would use it. Let's see what the inscription says here. It says it is an Illumicrate travel case and that it was made in China. Now, I will say this feels a little bit flimsy. It is a little bit of a harder plastic, but I don't know, I don't think I would use this. And as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling to close it. I think it'll close more easily when it's filled with something, but I don't know, I don't have the use for a traveling pouch. I used to get Ipsy boxes in the mail, so I use those instead. And then you can even see here on the edges, it doesn't look like it's like perfectly sealed. So I don't know, not for me. I don't think this is the best quality item we've gotten. And last but not least, we finally have our book for February, To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. Alright, you can see that it is silver foiling for the lettering, and there seems to be a skeleton with a snake inside, or maybe a dragon. Very cool. I do think that this cover is a little bit much for me. Just overwhelming covers aren't my thing. You can see here on the edges, it looks like a stained glass window. And on the back here, it says, to cage a god is divine. To be divine is to rule. To rule is to destroy. And it seems like another dragon wrapped around something. And here on the inside, we have our first inner artwork. It seems to be a woman coming down author making herself appear to what seems to be a princess or a queen. You can see that there are people here that seem to be praying or worshiping. And there's an entire town. And there seems to be smoke coming up from the town. Whether that is from danger or just fire, I'm not sure. Now, our blurb here on the inside flap says, using ancient secrets, Galena and Sarah's mother grafted gods into their bones, bound to brutal deities and granted forbidden power no commoner has held in a millennia. The sisters have been raised as living weapons. Now, the time has come for them to overthrow an empire, no matter the cost. With their mother gone and their country on the brink of war, it falls to the sisters to take the helm of the rebellion and end the cruel reign of a royal family possessed by destructive gods. Because when the ruling Illyria invade, they conquer with fire and blood, and when they clash, common folk burn. While Sarah reunites with her estranged lover who now leads the rebellion, Galena infiltrates the palace. In this world of deception and danger, her only refuge is an isolated princess, whose whip-smart tongue and sharp gaze threaten to uncover Galena's secret. Torn between desire and duty, Galena must make a choice, work together to expose the lies of the empire, or bring it all down. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. I noticed a lot of fantasy books have this trend of hero goes on a quest, but the enemy's son or enemy's daughter is their love interest. What will they choose? Love or the right move? Very interesting trend I noticed. So here on the back, our art is a person down in the town. We see the castle up at the top where the princess is. You can see here the houses are covered in snow. There seems to be a black mist as well covering the bottom. Alright, so let's get to know our author a little bit. It says Elizabeth May is the Sunday Times best-selling author of several titles, including To Cage a God, The Seven Devils duology, co-written with Laura Lamb, the Falconer series, the romance novels under the pseudonym Katrina Kendrick. She is Californian by birth and Scottish by choice. That's interesting to say. I'm hoping that just means she moved to Scotland and isn't appropriating Scotland or Scottish culture or historical culture. And it says she holds a PhD from the University of St. Andrews. She currently resides in a 18th century farm in the Scottish countryside with her husband, 3 cats, and lives in a lively hive of honeybees that live inside the wall of her old farmhouse. Oh. Okay. Her Instagram is _Elizabeth May. Cover illustration by Tom Roberts. Design by Jane Tibbetts at Daphne Press. Case designed by Fez Inkrite. And the author photographed by Elizabeth May herself. Alrighty, so we do have a little bit of bonus content. The first thing being our author autograph, which we tend to have in many of Illumicrate's books. There seems to be a bonus scene and a language key, which I assume comes in the original version as well. Okay, and now let's take a look at our cover without the dust cover. You can see here that is away already, and bam. Oh, that is gorgeous. So here we can see the sky. It looks like a glass-stained window again with our castle and what looks like flames coming down from the sky. Our writing and graphics are silver and our back is blank. but it's been like that for a little while with Illumicrate, so kind of to be expected at this point. I do find this book interesting. I'm quite curious to see how it goes. The whole thing about Elizabeth May choosing to be Scottish is interesting to me, because it's one thing to say you moved to Scotland, it's another thing to say you're Scottish by choice. It's giving like Ollie London vibes a little bit. But to recap our items, we have our book, we have our green traveling pouch, we have our fairy tale keychain, we have our drinking glass, and lastly our Poppy War trident. Alrighty, so let's see what our booklet has to say about what we received. Our first item here is Alton's Trident Replica, designed by Stacey McFoy-Kant. Our next item is the House of Night Drinking Glass, designed by Fez Inkwright, inspired by the Serpent in the Wings of Night. Our next item is the Fairy Tale Feast Keyring, designed by Marta Vale, inspired by the Book Eaters. And lastly, we have the Crow's Foot Pouch, designed by Gretchen Kobo at Lichen and Limestone, and it is for toiletries or reading supplies, and it is inspired by One Dark Window. Now on the other side here, we have the same blurb from before, and it says that this was an Illumicrate exclusive edition, royal hardback, exclusive cover and paper artwork, foil design on case, digitally printed forage, and bonus content. And now here is our theme for March, fantasy, with C spelled S-E-A. Our book is A Journey to the Sea, Find Fantastical Treasures Unseen. It is an adult fantasy debut. We're 3 different women. I have Siren, aristocratic water dragon, and sea witch are caught up in a game of right and wrong, dealing with life and death, deciding whether the city is worth saving or should be left to drown. There is the regular content on the book itself, and the fandoms included are the adventures of Amina al-Sirafi in Deeper Waters, and there will be a fandom neutral item. And it'll contain a book pot, so I'm excited for that. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.